Hillary Opheim. Welcome to Chat with Friends. Usually I give a heads up as to where we're heading for the day, but I've already met with her, so I hope you enjoy the interview. Elizabeth Jones Boswell is back in Houston and was kind enough to end her Friday with me with a sit-down interview. She has some great information. She's a passionate teacher, and the emotion and the kindness and the passion comes across in this interview, so I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so hi, I'm Hillary Opheim. Welcome to Chat with Friends, and this is Elizabeth Jones Boswell, and I'm so excited that you agreed to do this.
Thank you for asking me.
I'm just excited. So I kind of know about you, but tell everyone, in case they don't, a little bit about you and what brought you to Pilates.
A long time ago. Let me see if I can remember.
Way back.
Way back with the dinosaurs. So I've been teaching Pilates for almost 35 years. That's 3 decades. That's over half of my life. I mean, it's been amazing. I found it during my last semester in grad school. And I went back to grad school because I had a very serious injury, back injury, and I had subsequently had 2 back surgeries.
Wow.
The prognosis was I wouldn't dance or have babies. And I have done both. I have 4, right? And I danced again. And I was seeking a way not just to help myself, but to help others. I was really drawn into that field. And I had a wonderful mentor. One of my mentors said, okay, what do you want to be? What do you want to do? You know, what do you want to be when you grow up? I was 23. And so he said physical therapy, and I went, what I had was not very inspiring. Since then, since that time in the 80s.
Way back then.
Way back. In the 80s, my children asked me if we had TV back then.
A little bit. 3 channels.
Yeah, 3 channels. But, and where was I? I forgot where I was.
Hello. PT back then.
PT, thank you. See, that's what happens after working. PT back then was just not as inspiring. Now, since then, I've worked with some amazing PTs. I've trained them. I've studied with them. It's been, it's very different. And that didn't work. And he invited me to get my PhD there, and I said, I was kind of done. I was 23. I want to do something different. And he said, well, there's a body conditioning. Never was the P word mentioned. So when I heard body conditioning at the Houston Ballet, it was like, yeah, man. So I remember, and that's where I began. Back in 1982, I went over to the Houston Ballet, yes. Lauren Anderson was in his school at the time. I love Lauren Anderson. You could hear her down the hall. She's, I've seen her since then. I got a beautiful greeting from her when I came back. She's amazing. That whole era was just an amazing time. And when I found Pilates, it was the first time that I felt my muscles. I learned all about my muscles, right? I knew my muscles, but when I go and I took a class, it was like I felt them. It was the first time since my back surgery. I had the back surgery when I was 21.
Yeah, that's young to have back surgery.
And back in 1980, so in 82 I started Pilates, right? Oh my gosh, so it's a long time. So 2 years later, when I discovered Pilates, I hadn't felt my back. I was in a lot of pain. I was doing chiropractic care. We didn't have chiropractors were quacks back then. And yet, if I would have seen them, I am sure. And if I had found this kind of work, I'm sure I wouldn't have had surgery, quite frankly.
Yeah.
But it makes our trials make us who we are, right?
They make us the teachers that we are.
Yes, the teachers that we are. So I felt my muscles work for the first time. I felt my back stretch, my back open, and it just sang to me. I saw in that studio not just dancers, but people would come in with knee issues, back issues. They could barely walk, and they were doing this work. So inspiring. And when my teacher, Richard Ballantyne, left the ballet, he said, you know what, Alan Herdman is coming back into town.
I adore Alan.
I do too. He's really a wonderful human being. I was very fortunate. He said, you need to talk to Alan. So we had a studio. I went over there and I finished up some training and worked, and Alan came in. And my interview was, Alan took me in a workout, took me through one. Oh my goodness. I was 23, 24. I was like that. And we got along really well, and he asked me if I'd like to come over to London and study and work in a studio.
Wow.
And I had. So, it gave me something I had, had gone through grad school. What are you going to do? My master's was in education, right? But the focus was in dance, injury prevention, rehabilitation, and kines. So it felt like this was perfect. I actually felt something. It fit. So I worked with Alan, and I'm very fortunate, and then it started there, came back. I called Alan when I got back, and I said, okay, Alan, are you going to open a studio here again? He said no, because if he was, I'm very loyal. I was going to stay with him.
Right.
He said, no, do what you want to do. So there we go. So I opened
that's how it
in 1984.
came here.
Mm-hmm. I had it in a duplex at 2210 Bissonnette. Outgrew that space. Moved to 1724 Bissonnette. Almost had my first child in the driveway, Marie. Right, and just grew. My first, Martha Butler's dad. Well, Rebecca Clearman, really, she has mentored me throughout the years. 30-something years later, I met her as a dancer. She's still mentoring me. She's one of my dearest friends now.
I truly believe we have our mentors for the rest of our lives.
Oh, we do.
Yeah.
It's
just,
yes. And I just feel very blessed. And she started training me and working with me. So she's my mentor in physical medicine. And she made me really think. Use your mind, think. All the things we can think, right? So I've just been really, really blessed in my career. And that, and then we moved to the old firehouse, the one that is now Sherwin-Williams.
Yep.
That was really hard. And, I had a teacher training program for almost 25 years. I'm really young. I started when I was 3.
When you were 4.
Well, I was 4. Okay, sorry, I lied.
4.
And it was the old days as, I studied with Ron Fletcher and Eve Gentry. I called them up on the phone, not texting, not emailing him. Hi, my name's Elizabeth. Shaking, drooling, whatever. And it was great. And I remember, just working with them was just so amazing. It was so healing in each one of them. Alan gave me so much. I still use many of his basic things. He taught me how to look at a body, how to open it up, how to break down any exercise. And I grew stronger. And then I met Eve, who gave me more rehabilitation, really got me breathing. Because you can only learn so much in your teacher training program. You have to keep going.
There's so much more.
Oh my gosh, there's still much. I'm still learning.
I'm still learning.
Yeah, me too. And then working with Ron, and Ron is the one that granted me master teacher in his work, and I was very honored.
Nice.
But it's been a wonderful, wonderful career. It's allowed me, the old firehouse where I had my 3rd child in that old firehouse. It allowed me to be with my children and allowed me so much. This work is just amazing. For they didn't think I could have babies, and I have 4.
And you're 4.
On the day I was exercising, that morning before I had Lily, my 3rd one, I was working out. What else do you do? What else do we do, right?
That's true.
So it's been a great career.
And you kind of answered, how you brought Pilates here to Houston, because your name is very well known here in Houston, as well as everywhere else. But, and I know you love Pilates, but besides maybe your children, what's the one thing in life that really makes you happiest, or what do you enjoy most in life?
Oh. There are many things that make, when I see someone who's come in here in pain, and they get up and they walk, and
they're out of pain.
Or they're feeling better. I get emotional still.
I know.
Or I get to snuggle with my kids, even at this. My 25-year-old son, my 29-year-old daughter, my kids.
They still are your babies.
They're still my babies. And just spending family time, being outside. When we moved to Spokane, I brought Pilates there to Spokane as well, and had a teacher training program and all. But the wonderful thing is I got to be with my family.
Yeah. That's nice.
I did.
Yeah.
I love writing, and I've written a book, as you know, and I've done several DVDs.
Several.
But I just love this work and sharing it, and that work has allowed me to do what I do for my body. if I didn't do Pilates every day, I would be in pain. It helps me keep going and growing. It's taken me through what, 3 decades? You know, as a young woman, dancer, still feel like I'm 20, you know, and then as a mother, I think going through menopause, I probably would have killed someone had I not had Pilates. Right? Yeah. And then going through it, but it's just given me so much. It's my, you know, it's my morning meditation. It's really taken me, this work has taken me not just body, but mind and spirit.
Yeah.
It's just given me so much joy.
Joy.
Joy, joy, joy.
So I guess for you, then, because it kind of answered the next question, what do you enjoy most about teaching Pilates is probably the therapy and the help that you're giving people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. It really feeds me. And it's, you know, how can I help them go deeper? I had a colleague say, oh, you know, it's Pilates is all about the first and second chakra. And I thought, really? To me, it's that mind-body connection. When you infuse it with the breath and we really work with them, as you know, I'm a stickler for technique. It's not about me. It's about how can I make their experience richer?
Yeah.
You know, how can I get them stronger? I've had a man who his goal was to walk. He did get up out of his wheelchair and walked over to the bed. It was 2 steps, but he did that. That was his goal.
That's huge.
So I think that for me, it's that, you know, mind, body, spirit work that gives me great joy.
Yeah,
you know,
all together.
All together, because it infuses in every part of my life.
It's beautiful. What do you enjoy most? Because we did talk about you never stop learning. There's so much. What do you enjoy most about that journey of constantly learning and constantly getting a body that maybe has the same issue as someone else you've treated before, but it's a totally different
body?
Yeah.
I think that's it. Just looking and seeing, you know, where is it that I'm seeing, what is it that I can do for that person? You know, you never, there's no cookie cutter recipe for this. There is
Susan Blair said the same thing in hers.
Yeah. There is
Wonder
no
where she got
cookie
it
cutter. But there is no cookie cutter recipe. And people say, I just had a, you know, when I was working with Hunter, people would say, oh, tell me what you did for him so we can put it on all these other athletes. No, I can't. Because their needs are different. Their personalities are different. Their, you know, their whole physicality, their spirit, everything is different. So that's what keeps it new for me.
Yeah.
You know, and keep growing. And I'm really picky about where I get my teacher training, where I go now. You know, I really want to, I like the workshops that are in depth, you know, that I can really learn. I also like going out here with James. You know, James and I have a great time working together.
He's a great guy.
But it's really rich. I keep pointing out there because sometimes I look out in the studio and go, oh, that's interesting, you know. I haven't done that in years, right?
Yeah,
and that's
you'll look
a beauty.
Oh, I forgot that exercise or that variation.
Right, or that variation.
Yeah.
Or I've never seen that variation. Or sometimes, I don't know if I do that variation.
That doesn't look so good.
Wow.
Maybe not
And
for
I'm sure
me.
they look in here and go, what the heck is she doing?
What was the best experience, if you had to pick one, because I know that's really hard, that you've had with a client that maybe sticks out in your brain the most?
Well, I'll have to say my most recent one was with Hunter Pence. You know, coming in with this injury, you know, and honestly, you know, I didn't know who Hunter Pence was.
And you didn't,
I know people
didn't Google him.
No, I didn't Google him until after we worked, and his fiancée didn't know who he was at first either. So she totally got it. But seeing how he progressed, and now look at him, he's playing, and he does give Pilates, the work that we did, the credit.
Yeah.
And it was because he had such an incredible work ethic. It wasn't because he's this big athlete. He wasn't that way to me.
He was just this guy that came in with an injury.
He was this guy that came in with an injury, and he had this job to do. And his spirit was just so beautiful. And so that was the latest. But I've worked with so many people that have come in, and after the first time they go, oh my gosh, I felt so great after I left. And we just did breathing.
That's the best, yeah.
Right? We just did breathing.
That's the best. I felt so much better
than
when I came in.
Isn't that beautiful?
You're like, well, then I did my job.
We have the best, I call it my, not just my vocation, but my evocation.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If people learn to love their bodies and truly take care of it, you know, it's that sacred temple that houses our spirit. And I think that I want people to get that more and to just really love and accept their bodies and work with it that way.
Yeah, because everybody's different.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Yeah,
Otherwise it'd be
boring.
boring. Yeah.
It'd be awful. How has Pilates helped you personally, maybe in a difficult or stressful situation?
I would not have had my children.
That's true.
I would not have had my children had it not been for this work. You know, and it's taken me in the mornings, you know, if every morning I get up and I do a good hour, 15 to an hour and a half of the work. Of course, 20 minutes is on elliptical. But, okay, just say it. But, you know, it gets my day going. I'm not in pain every single moment. Yeah, there are times I'm in pain, who's not? We do something stupid.
Yeah.
Right? You know, I'm not 20 years old anymore. I can't do the same things, but this work has grown with me. It's given me something. Just something so much, so beautiful, such a gift. I have an 82-year-old client. She started with me. She's almost 82, she reminds me. And she started with me in her 50s, and she told me I don't like exercise. I've got a back problem. I probably won't stick with it. She now denies it, but she said that. And at 82, she's still doing
still
it.
with you.
And and I'm working with her again, and it took her through colon cancer and chemo.
Okay.
And she said, is it depressing to see how I am now? Okay, this is a woman that still can do a teaser. A modification, perhaps.
But a teaser.
But I said, no, I want to be you when I grow up, you know? She used to help me train, you know, when Michelle Larson would come in, when I had my teacher training program, for the first time, it was like, okay, Maxine could help. After this, like the third time, she called me and said, no, Maxine. Maxine made them all look so good. And to this day, I think Michelle would say the same thing.
Probably. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know I asked you this before about Inside the Actors Studio. So I took the final 10 questions, but I tweaked them for Pilates.
Well, that's probably a good thing.
Probably a good thing. Yeah, so the one-word answer won't be what you think it is.
That's good.
If you had to pick one, what is your favorite Pilates exercise? If you had to pick one.
Well, it took me 15 years to do it because of my injury, but the teaser.
Brilliant.
I love the teaser. Because there are also so many modifications to the teaser.
There are, and that's what I love, and you can build someone to where eventually they can, unless, you know, it's contraindicated.
Yeah.
But,
Right.
yeah, they can.
Right.
It's a beautiful exercise. What is your least favorite, if you had to pick one for you?
You know, again, it's my own personal issue with my back. I love it. I mean, I really love it. So I'm not getting choked up. I just need to swallow. Well, there are a couple that really physically bother me. Believe it or not, it's scissors and bicycle. And jackknife without support under my pelvis.
Well, I can see that.
Yeah, and because you don't have anything to support your SI joint, so that bothers me. And it's not because someone said, "Oh, your core is weak." No, as you know, my core is not weak. I just have an incision this long. So when the nerves grow back, we know they don't just grow back the same way. They go, so it's those are things I just can't do. You know, or the cat on the Cadillac. I tried it again because I felt so good.
Didn't work out.
No,
didn't work
but
out.
that's okay.
There's
But
a
I
lot
still
of
can
others.
teach them.
Yeah, you don't have to do them to teach them. What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally about Pilates?
I think the breath. For me, when I start breathing, and it helps me calm my mind, it helps me center myself. And it helps me go places, both emotionally, spiritually, and physically.
Yeah.
You know, it's such a gift.
It's very important.
And it is very important. I don't think it's always taught enough.
No, I've heard teachers never mention the breathing.
I know.
Which is...
I know, and I talk about it in all my work. You know, you can't... I don't know. For me, it would be like cutting off a leg.
Yeah.
You can't breathe. And in one place said, well, you can't do any deep breathing here. I used to do more, you know, in different times in our life, our careers. I used to do the Fletcher. Sometimes you sound just like him. And I don't do that anymore. It was perfect because it got me into my deeper muscles. But it got me here. and it got me here. You know, they say if you, you feel it, you can heal it. I felt it, I healed it. And I say if you seize it, you can bees it. Because of that calming aspect, you know, I visualize. I tell my clients, you can't do something, visualize. See yourself doing it.
It works.
It works.
It does.
I created my business through creative visualization.
Visualization.
Can't always say the word, but I did it.
What do you think is your favorite Pilates term to use while teaching?
Well, I don't know if it's a favorite Pilates term, but it gets people listening. I really think that the pelvic floor is really important and, again, underused. So everybody laughs and they get it. Use your pee-pee, honey.
They understand what you're saying.
They do. But it really makes them center themselves and really work internally.
Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna
Use your pee-pee.
If you had to pick something, and it can be, you know, in a situation working with a client, but what would be something that might turn you off about Pilates, or something that would happen that would be like not a good thing?
When the person is asked to do an exercise that their body's not ready to do. Does the body fit the exercise, or does the exercise fit the body? And just because you can do a roll-up, should you do a roll-up?
Yeah, what's the purpose of it for that person?
What is the purpose? And I see that, and that disturbs me.
Yeah, I'm 100%
that disturbs
with you
me
on
when I
that
see someone, you know, everybody's a work in progress, and we all do better, but find a way to help them get into that so that they can be successeful.
Yeah. Because you want them to leave feeling better about
Right.
themselves and confident. And
Right, because I've had people come in that they just went through the routine and there was no real correction. And they were, at first they were frustrated, but so grateful that they found it. And it's just, I said, you were just ready to hear. They were just ready to hear. You know, they say when the student is ready, the teacher will come. And I say, when the teacher is ready, the student will come.
I like
So it's
that.
been a privilege, really.
Yeah, I like that. If you weren't a Pilates instructor,
Well, first of all, I'm not an instructor. Neither do I
Teacher.
think you
Master
are.
teacher.
You're a teacher.
if you weren't, when you're a master
Well,
teacher,
thank you.
what might be a profession you would do?
A beach bum? No, I've been so lucky because I got to be a mom, which I wanted so badly since I was a child. So I got to do that because of Pilates. I think I would do more writing. And
Yeah.
I love about different things.
Yeah.
I love encouraging people. And I love giving workshops and lectures where people go away feeling good
Yeah.
and
I like
feeling
that.
inspired to do something new and different.
Yeah.
So I think that's what I would do.
That's brilliant. I love it. What is the one thing maybe you like to hear most from your clients that they would say to you?
Thank you.
Simple, and I love it.
It's simple.
It's simple, and I love
Yeah.
it. Yeah. What would be a profession you would not want to do?
Computer. Anything dealing with computers.
As you can tell when we're trying to set up the video camera, neither one of us should do that.
No, it's my husband. Last night we were working on the letter from the board, for me to, get donations for our Pilates Day silent
May 7th.
auction, May 6th and 7th, where your people who started, we're going to be talking, and we're going to be teaching mat classes and workshops all day on Saturday. But it was my husband. We sit down, we work. We've been married now for 30 years, and so I'm so blessed, to have a partner like this. But we work together. I mean, I write the letter, he reads it, we review it. But then it's easier for him to just put it in the computer. I did type it out on the computer. I was really happy, but I almost lost it until another computer person found it. So it has to be computers.
Okay, this is a strange question, but if heaven exists and you go there and Joseph Pilates is there and he sits down, what would be something you would like him to say to you about teaching his method?
Well done.
I think he would too. Yeah. I'm so glad you did this with me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I just adore you.
Oh, thank you.
So, but that's Elizabeth Jones Boswell. So thank you. And thank you
you
for
all.
watching. That is so, you're so,
Oh,
I just
thanks.
love you. Oh my gosh.
Thank you. I get a little emotional. It's just so wonderful being back in Houston. It's